again, everybody. This is Idaho Tom here. Today we're up on top of the 4th of July Pass, and you can see the trail that we're on behind me. We're going to go on an archery hunt for elk today, and we're also hoping to see a deer. I have a tag for both. We're doing late archery season, and we're just seeing what we can see. Okay, so we're a little bit farther into this now. We've turned off, we're maybe a quarter mile, half a mile in. We turned off on another little side road. We're gonna hike back in here and hopefully get a look at some animals. The trail that we were just on is actually a snowmobile trail, and we are trying to get away from the snowmobiles in the hopes that we'll see some animals. So what we just looked at was a set of tracks from a white-tailed deer. It looks like it probably crossed this morning, and it snowed on top of them a little bit. And that's one of the things that we're going for today. So there are two different species of deer that are here. You got mule deer and whitetail. Whitetail is open right now, mule deer is not. So let's see if we can find one of them. So I think we're on some pretty loud snow right now, so they might hear us coming. I hope not. We'll try and get somewhere and sit down, just watch and see if we can see some cross in front of us. So I think I'm going to set up right here. We have a pretty good view down this power line. So my bow's only good, or at least I'm only good with my bow, probably out to about 50 yards. So I'm only good out to about the bottom of this draw, but there's a chance we could see something up on the top and maybe just kind of walk over to it and see if we can sneak up on it. But I think we're going to post up right here and kind of watch this little draw. Can be old real quick, but at the same time there's like this thrill because something could walk out of there at any moment, but you're just sitting there staring at the same patch of land for hours. Man, how cool would it be if a big bull just walked out on that hillside right now? Just big old bull elk.
Be nice.
The species of elk that we have up here too, we only have one species of elk here. There are a bunch of different subspecies. The one that we have is Rocky Mountain elk. They have some of the bigger antlers and some of the smaller bodies among elk. One of the other real big ones is called a Roosevelt elk. They have a real big body and a little bit smaller antlers. But I think a big Rocky Mountain elk can weigh anywhere up to maybe about 800 pounds. I like the snow too, because when it's snowing like this, the animals won't really move at night. One, because it's real cold and they'll hunker down during the night. And then two, they can't see, just like we can't see at night. And if it's snowing like this, they don't want to move in it. So then it pushes them to where they move about right now. They'll move throughout the day getting food as they're recovering from the rut that they've gone through a couple months ago. Similar with white-tailed deer too. They just got done with their rut, or they might be in the tail end of it now. So all they're thinking is how they're going to get all this energy they just expelled during the rut back, and they do that by walking around throughout the day and just eating on shrubs. Their main focus right now is food, just to gain back some of that weight that they lost and some of that energy that they expended. Hard in the snow because you want to walk around, but it's just so loud and it's so much more work because there's probably a good 6-8 inches of snow on the ground right now, and I don't want the snow to get any deeper because anything over about 10 will start pushing the elk down and they'll head to lower elevations just because they can't get any food here. I mean, as you can see what we're at, there's not a lot of food available, but not quite enough to push them yet. I always like hunting these power lines though, because you get like such a big view and stuff's constantly crossing back and forth across the power lines. Right there. Yeah, it looks like a deer came right out of this. Walking uphill. My dad used to always tell me that you walk a few steps and stop and look around, because every 3 steps you can see behind a different tree that you couldn't see behind before. And he was a far better hunter than I've ever been, so I shouldn't say was, still is, he just doesn't hunt much anymore. What you're hearing right there is a doe call, in the hope that I can get a buck to hear it and come investigate what it just heard. This is actually really nice country. Like, I would expect to see a deer standing in any of this. This is some of the beautiful country Idaho has to offer. It's hard to look at something like this and not be impressed. spot's really good for the deer. It's got just enough cover to keep them hidden, and then they've got access to water at the bottom. There's a little creek. And then there's plenty of food down there by that creek, so this is a really, really good spot for a deer to want to hang out in.
How far do these trails go?
Oh man, this one here I think runs, I think this one runs up over the mountain and comes back down into what's called the Little North Fork of the Coeur d'Alene River. So it goes many miles all the way to the Montana border if you wanted to. You could very easily get lost back in these.
Action.
Hey guys, thanks for watching us go on this little hunting trip. We didn't come out today with anything, but that's okay, that's part of hunting. And actually this trail that we just walked down is Trail 800, which is actually a pretty cool little snowmobile trail if anybody wanted to check it out. If you liked the video, we've got more coming, so hit the like button, subscribe, and we'll see you next time, guys.